Good evening. Thank you for being here. I'm Warren Davis. This is The Naked Singer. Let's sit down and talk. Today, the naked truth is social acceptance. I think I'm choosing that for this episode because going into this in particular, and I think a lot of people can maybe attest to it, maybe anything, just going to the gym, right? Just going out, right? Why does it take you so long to pick an outfit? It's kind of thinking about what other people are going to think about. It's thinking about their perception and how they're going to view you, right? And so I think about that term social acceptance like there's something to be accepted. What does that mean? To socially accepted, I guess, right? What is being accepted? And what first came to my mind was it's almost like being invited to a party. Like, hey, yeah, you're accepted. You're good to go. You can come in. You're on the guest list, you know. And I remember when I was in high school, and we'd go to, it'd be a night, and we'd go to a bunch of different parties. And it was really cool to get the invite, right? It's cool to get that invite. It's cool to feel accepted. But it ended up being, now mind you, there were some good times, but it ended up being kind of exhausting. Like literally physically exhausting, spending the gas, running around, the ups and downs of, okay, we're here and we don't know how long we're going to be here. And then we're here for half an hour and then it gets shut down. And then we go somewhere else. We get that little text and it's like, oh man, that was good gratification. Like, oh man, we're cool. Nice. We got the invite to the next spot. Right? But it got kind of exhausting going from place to place to place and ended up being past the night and you didn't get back home until, whatever. And it brought me to the thought of it's exhausting, and trying to be accepted all the time might kind of, that story might point to that. It might be exhausting trying to live the life that everybody else wants you to live, or live the life that everybody else, or you think everybody else wants you to live, right? I think of a moment particularly about this experience right here. And I talked about that I thought that I might get some negativity doing this, and I haven't yet. Let's be honest, it could come, whatever. I think there is something to be said about, I think when you're on the low, people will encourage you. And then when you get in people that are successful in their own right, talk about this, that then when you get up here, that people want to bring you back down. And it's all, I think maybe we need to view other people's perspective carefully. I would probably trust more the people that are closer to me. Their word is going to mean more than people who are farther from me, people that I don't really know or I know don't really know me, right? If they say both the same thing, somebody who's right there next to me, I'm always talking to, it's family, it's best friend, it's a partner, right? Their word saying the same thing is going to mean something different to somebody than somebody else telling me something that I barely even know you, man. And I know, says, I barely even know you. You don't really know me. It's going to be different. But, maybe people want to sometimes keep us in our own lane. Maybe that, not necessarily the negativity comes from them as far as they're a negative person, but they might be afraid, right? And we're talking just negativity. We're talking this idea of social acceptance. People might go there first. You might go there first to everybody's going to reject me. Everybody's going to think the worst of me, right? And this is what I'm trying to attack, is even if they do, this is the reason. This might be the reason. That might be the reason is that you're doing something that they know either they should be doing or they know they're afraid to do, right? Or both, right? It kind of reveals a truth to them that they don't really want to face. And so they want to go, oh, wait, hold on a second. I would love to be like that too. I would love to post videos about this and videos about that. But truthfully, I'm kind of scared about it. But I don't want anybody to know. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell the guy, yo, your stuff stinks. Yo, hey, you're weird. Yo, hey, you got gray hairs. Quit that. You're old. Whatever. But my mind goes to the worst. Even though it's not even existent. It's not even actually there. And I spoke about this, about the potential negativity that I would get. And I haven't. And I think about, two things. A time that I was afraid of roller coasters, right? And heights really in general, right? But I was really afraid of roller coasters. I was so much afraid of roller coasters that legit I would go places with friends or actually sometimes I wouldn't go. They'd be, hey, let's go Six Flags. Nah, I'm not going to go. Well, why aren't you going to go? Why aren't you going to hang out with us? Well, there's nothing for me to do there because I'm not going to get on any roller coasters because I'm afraid of them. There was a time like that. But there was also times where I did end up going, whether it's because my family forced me to go or it was grad night. I had to be there, and so I saw people. I saw the moment, and I saw the roller coasters going on, and I was like, nah, I'd rather not. I'll just chill right here. But what happened was I saw little kids about half my age getting on. Then I saw little kids about half my age getting off. And in both situations, they were filled with excitement. They loved it. Fearless is what I thought, because I was like, no, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. So the truth that it revealed to me by watching these little kids, and if you're afraid of roller coasters, maybe you relate to the same thing, is you see the little kids go and you're like, honestly, if I'm being truthful with myself, I'm really looking at myself in the mirror and reflecting, if that little kid can do it, why can't I? Right? That is the thought that you would want people to have. The thought that, okay, this person's on here being vulnerable. Instead of me attacking them and trying to bring them down, you want people to have, maybe I could do that too. Maybe it's something different, but maybe I can do that too. Right? Maybe it's not that scary. And so that's where the roller coaster came in, of how sometimes other people, right, that social acceptance, not necessarily wanting to be accepted, because I'm not wanting to be accepted by the little kids, but watching other people and their success or qualities like their courage, right, their fearlessness, like I saw, can actually help us out, right? Don't shy away from it, right? It's there for you. Use it. But yes, we are social creatures. And so the second thing that happened to me was on Instagram. I post some stuff on Instagram, and I noticed you can go on there, you get hit. I'm sorry if I got to use this towel. It is like a sauna in here. I don't know what's going on with my AC. California's getting a little heat wave right now. And it's burning up in here for sure. But we're going to continue. And so I post something on Instagram. And, I'm posting it through truth, through, purity. Like I legitimately, like my intentions are pure. I legitimately just want to post it just for cool. Honestly, what I like to do is like to see it back and all the things that I've done in the past weeks, months, whatever, you know? And so I watch it back. Anyway, sometimes I'll be honest, right? I don't think it's so much wanting that acceptance from other people. But you go to the post and I'm watching it, and then you see the little in the bottom left corner, you see the little hearts fly in the air, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What's that about? It draws my attention. Well, oh, okay, cool. And it's got little faces and stuff. All right, honestly, it's been a while since I've used Instagram this much, and so all this stuff was pretty new. So the first couple of times I was posting things, I was legitimately like, wait, what is this? What does this mean? Why is it doing that? And so I click on it, and it's people who liked it, right? And what I noticed was, okay, I see the little heart, and then you get to 5 likes, 10 likes, whatever. And it's not like I'm scrolling. I'm being honest, man. It's not like I'm scrolling, but it's just there. It's like at the bottom of the picture of the phone. The people without a heart. And where does my mind go? My mind goes to, what? They viewed it, but they didn't give me a heart. They must have not liked it. No, man, you can't do that, man. They're not even saying anything to you. They're not even telling you anything. I think we have to assume positive intent. We have to assume positive intentions, right? Because if they're not telling me good, they're not telling me bad, right? It's just, it tells me that they viewed it. What benefit do I have in assuming that, oh man, they viewed it, but they didn't like it. Oh, they don't like what I'm doing. There's no benefit. There's no benefit at all. If anything, what that's going to do, it's going to give me less confidence. It's going to make me not want to post as much. Right? And we see this in person, right? You pass by somebody, or you open the door for somebody and they don't tell you thank you, right? Or they don't smile at you, right? We think, man, dude, what's up with that guy? Man, what a turd, man. But man, we don't know. We don't know. So in this social acceptance thing, we're all in it together, you know? This person right here has got this going on that nobody knows about. This person, I got something that nobody knows about. They got something nobody knows about. At the end of the day, we are all really creating this performance, right? That's a part of why this is the Naked Singer. It's not only, hey, here I am, bear it all. This is the meaning. I've been asked about it. Shell cracked, mask off. This is me. This is me. This is purely me, right? And that's how you can attack it too. Is I don't care what anybody else says, whether you're closest to me or you're not. If I'm doing things with the most purest of intention that is best for me and maybe best for everybody else too, right? As I have to have faith, I have to have trust that I'm doing the right thing. And that whatever the outcome is, right? Whether something like getting more followers or something like hearing from somebody, negativity, positive, whatever the outcome, it doesn't matter. I'm the one creating this performance, right? And guess what? In my mind, there's nobody in the audience. There's nobody in the audience, right? I might have people, if we view this as a journey. It would totally be easier, man. I've done the half marathons. I've done these races. If I did it by myself, it would be so much harder. Not having, not only passing people, but also chasing people. Not having that, being so alone on a journey like that would make it so much harder. So much harder. So we want people on this journey. However, for me, the way I see it, at the end of the day, it's just me. It's just me. This is my performance. I am doing this for me. Right? whatever you think about it, whatever you think about me, truthfully, or in reality, it does matter. I have to be aware. I have to be honest with myself that it does matter. It does matter, right? I don't want people to think I'm a psycho. Nah, I don't want them to think that, right? It does matter. When I go out, if I went out with flip-flops and shorts and a ripped up t-shirt, right? I probably would expect people to look at me funny. And I don't know if I would like that. So I do care a little bit about what I wear. I do care a little bit about my impression, right? But we can't care so much because then I think that takes away from your performance, right? I remember a moment in high school where I was in a dance show. And wow, I haven't thought about this in a while. I was in the front line. And I don't know if anybody else has this same experience of being on stage or something like it. But when you get on stage like that, and it was completely different. I remember it now. It was completely different to rehearsal. Rehearsal, the lights weren't as bright. When you get on stage, not only your adrenaline's pumping, so like you drop into this headspace, this like zone. It's like, I don't know. Is it euphoric? I don't know. It's hard to explain in words. But you get into this zone where when you know that you're in the zone when you get out of it. You're like, oh my gosh, wait, hold on a second. What just happened? It's like when you're kind of daydreaming and you're driving and you're like, wait a second, did I just pass a stoplight? And was it red? Did I just pass a stop sign? I can't even remember getting here. And you weren't even doing nothing, right? It's just you get into this zone. Anyway, on top of that, the light is like blinding, man. It's like blinding. And I remember being on there and I really couldn't see anybody. And honestly, it kind of made it better. It made my performance so much better because if I was able to see other people, even if they were supporters, that would add pressure. Especially my supporters. For my supporters, I don't want to let them down. And for my non-supporters, I want to impress them. I want them to become a supporter, right? That's just a lot of pressure, man. And some people perform better with that. But I think we can all say, hey, man, if you take that stuff away, if it's just me giving this performance, right, without it, right? A lot of people crack under the pressure when you go on like American Idol or a contestant show like that. They can be at home and doing their thing and they sound great and they're hitting the notes and everything and they're a great performer when they're comfortable. But then when you get in front of people, it's kind of uncomfortable. You might be a different performer, And so I think when you think of social acceptance, if you're constantly putting on masks and your performance is just for them, it's just for them, I feel like it's going to be a lot harder. I feel like it's going to be a lot harder for you in the moment and a lot harder for you after the moment. Because you're going to sit there and be like, wait a second. All that I just went through right there, because it was a challenge. I put myself out there, and this is all a metaphor, right? And if you haven't been on stage before or something like that, just think about anything that you're kind of, you're in front of people and you do have to put on an act, right? We go to work, whatever job you got, man, you got construction, you got teaching, you got, working at McDonald's, and that's not knocking nothing. That's just whatever job you got. I think when you go to your job, you are a different person than when you come home. I think that is what it is. You put on this performance for other people, right? And so when you come home, is kicking the feet off, does that feel really good because now you don't have to be that person anymore? Because if that's what it is, then that tells me we shouldn't have to be like that, man. It shouldn't matter. Now, you take that to reality, you take it to the workplace. For now, we'll go with the idea that, yeah, man, you got to be a different person when you go to work. Unless you assimilate, unless it's a work that you truly, and maybe that tells you something. If you can't truly be yourself, if you're coming home, kicking your feet off and going, oh, man, all right. Especially if you got to do something to numb yourself, if you got to do something I gotta, ease all that tension that's built up through the day. And maybe life is just hard. Maybe work is just hard. You gotta put your boots on and get it done. But I don't know. I question myself if that's what I want. If that's what I want to go through. I question myself if there's more, if there's better, if there could be a situation, if there could be a job out there for me that I don't come home and kick my shoes off and go, where I just come home and go, all right, cool. What's next? Day goes on. That's it. It's not even a thought. Like, actually, man, I can't wait to go back to work. Imagine that. Imagine having a job that you're like, wow, okay, I know I get my time off right now, but man, I can't wait to go back tomorrow and get back after it again. Think about it. Do you have a job like that? I mean, is there a job like that? I don't know. I would have to believe that there is, right? Getting away from the social acceptance a little bit, but yeah, man. That word acceptance, to be accepted, it's like I said about the party. It's your creation. You're creating your own world. And whether you agree with me about that there's an audience or not, right? You don't have to be accepted to anybody else's party. You don't have to be accepted by anybody else. You just have to be accepted by yourself. Are you okay with you? Are you okay with how you are? Right? And it always goes back to how or who you want to be. Every day you look at the mirror, do you question, did I move more toward the person I want to be? Yes or no? Right? What were the things that are a yes? What are the things that are a no? Right? Let me fix the things that are a no, or let me try another piece of a puzzle. Let me try something different to make that into a yes. And you know what? Tomorrow, if I come back and it's still a no, the next day I'm going to try something different again. Then the things that are a yes, dude, consistency. Just keep on doing it. Don't stop. Just keep it going, right? That's all that matters. It's not about other people. Yes, again, we are social creatures, I feel. But if you're constantly worrying about what other people think of you, right? It's like, like I said, American Idol. It's like, So You Think You Can Dance. It's like these competition shows where you're judged, that leaves you susceptible to other people's, your definition of yourself and your success is dependent on other people. No, man, you can't do that. Don't give your power up. You maintain the power. You have the power, right? You have the control of your actions and the way that you think. And that's all that matters. There's things that are in your control and things that are not in your control, right? What's not in your control, nature, right? Literal things that just happen. There's nothing I can do about it. So because there's nothing I can do about it, I'm not even going to think about it. It's done, right? The past is not in my control. I can't do anything about it anymore. It's done. Bye. I learn from it and I move on. Things that happen right now. It's hot up in here. It is kind of in my control. I could turn the AC on. And I did. I tried. It's still not working. So guess what? I let go, man. It's out of my control. I move on. I keep pushing. Whatever. the things that are in my control, my actions, my thoughts, my actions, right? My actions determine who I really am. There's that, I talk about that gap, the idea of who I think I am and who I want to be. And then do my actions actually connect to that? Right? If I say I'm this courageous person, right? Or I want to be this courageous person. But then when I'm faced with a situation that calls for that courage and I shy away, dog, you got to be serious. You got to be honest with yourself. You're not that person. But listen, you're not that person yet. Okay? We're all climbing. We're all climbing together. Man, I see people down here. I see people up there. We're all going together, man. Right? And individually, I feel like it's like I'm chasing something and simultaneously being chased by something, right? I'm being pushed like, oh no, I'm running away. But I need to get there. You know? That's an individual thing. And that ties into the actions that we control, the things that I do. And then the way that I think, I'm always, like I said, assume positive intentions from other people. That's a way that we can attack social acceptance, right? Because, man, I tell you what, your supporters, they're going to show their support. Whether there could be constructive criticism, and you have to be honest with that too, that, hey, you know what, man, I feel like I have faith and I have trust that this person really values me and values their relationship with me. And so they're not coming in any bad way. They're not having any bad intentions in telling me this. It's literally trying to make me better. And I'm going to think about that. I'm going to respect that, because I tell you what, sometimes people can just tell you what you want to hear. That doesn't do anybody any good, right? Because that person is just trying to make you feel good about them, right? And then for you, you're delusional because they're telling you say, hey, yeah, you're a good singer. Yeah, you sound really good. And then so now you're like, oh my gosh, well, hey, yeah, my best friend told me I'm a good singer. Now you're running around, you're going to the corner of the street, you sign up for American Idol, and you get up there and you kind of make a fool of yourself, right? Which might be okay. Right? To be able to take that optimism, you know, maybe you call it recklessly optimistic. That might tie into embarrassment. Embarrassment's not a bad deal. I've talked about that with a couple people before. But man, I think it's me. It's me. This is almost like too easy for me to just ramble on, that I almost need a stoppage. Anyway, you know, being afraid of that rejection or they won't like it, they won't like me, right? It's totally normal. Like I said, we're social creatures. It totally happens, right? Should I reach out to this person, even though I know, I don't know if that's the best thing to do. I'm afraid that they're not going to respond quick, or I'm afraid they're not going to respond at all, or I'm afraid that they're not going to respond in the way that I want them to respond, right? All this fear coming from somebody else's actions. You're giving up your power. No, stop. Stop. That's draining. Maintain it. Nobody else is going to dictate how I define myself. I'm going to do things pure and honest in how I feel. And that is it. Right? If I feel like, hey, I got something to say to this person, I'm going to say it. And you know what? Whatever happens after that, happens after that. That's it. I mean, I don't know. But sometimes it's like we're in this dark tunnel and it's uncertainty. Like we really don't know. And that's kind of what I'm struggling with still, is that uncertainty is going forward. Is everything going to be right? Am I doing the right things right now? You know, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I should be doing? And 3 years from now, will I look back and be like, yes, those were all the right moves? I don't know. I don't know if objectively it will be the right steps. You know, oh, I should have went to college. Oh, I should have moved here. Oh, I should have took that trip. Oh, I should have been with that person. You know, whatever it is. You know, all those regrets. And we talked about regrets before. And, geez. Being afraid of that rejection, that they won't like it, they won't like me, man. It's only holding you back. There's the pessimist and there's the optimist crossing the street, right? Who gets across the street first? Yes, the optimist might get hit, right? But at least the optimist has hope that they can make it. The optimist looks and goes, okay, car. You know, a little bit. I mean, you got to be a little cautious. Okay, car. Boom, boom. Okay, I trust my speed, right? Boom, take off. Bam. And I go. And I make it across. The pessimist goes, oh, wait, hold on. Okay, car. Okay, wait. Car. And they almost have this like voice in them like, wait, no, stop. Don't go. Wait, hold on. And then, oh, but what if I trip? But what if I trip and I fall and I hurt my knee really bad? Now I can't get up. And now I'm just laying in the street. And now I'm really toast. Dog, we can't think like that. You can't think worst case. I mean, I guess you can think worst case scenario. You can put yourself into that mind. Sometimes you put yourself into that mind, and I've done that before. What's the worst thing that can happen with me posting these videos? Oh, people don't like them. Okay, I don't care. Move on, post it, you know? Whatever. What's the worst thing that can happen? Me taking the chance to go talk to this person. They say, ew, you're ugly, you're stupid, get away from me. Okay, whatever. Then I just move on with my life. They don't exist to me anymore. Right? But I took that chance. And I can live with that now. Right? Because that's what I'm going for, man. I'm chasing peace versus happiness. The peace of, I tried. Whether the outcome was how I wanted it to be or not, I tried. I went for it. I swung the bat. I shot the shot. Right? I tried. And sometimes going back to that social acceptance, right? I hear this a lot of time playing basketball, pick up basketball. Oh, he's a try-hard. He's a try-hard, man. People want to bring you down. They want to keep you in the same lane because they don't do it. Because they don't want to try hard. Right? They talk about Michael Jordan was a tyrant. They talk about Kobe Bryant was a piece of work. Right? Well, because they demanded excellence, man. A lot of people don't want to demand that excellence from themselves. That is why it's so hard, right, to figure out social acceptance. Because you're sitting here with your truth like, wait, I want to do this. And then somebody else is trying to block you from that. Or, like I said, you're making it up. Nobody else is doing anything to you. You're just making it up. It's you. You're the villain. Be honest, man. Right? But you can also be the hero. You could be the person to save yourself from that pit of suffering. That pit of just, I'm going to let everybody else determine my meaning of life. I'm going to let everybody else write my book. No. Refuse. I refuse to let that happen. Man, I feel like I still got more to say about social acceptance, but we're going to end it there today. You know, jeez. That's the type of zone I'm talking about, man. And I feel great. I'll be honest with you, I'm not coming up on here to say anything about anything, but I really hope, and I'm so thankful to myself that I'm doing this. Even though I tell you what, 35 minutes ago before I started this, there was a little bit of butterflies, a little bit of like press record, okay. And then I start, okay, welcome, But once you get going, man, it's just like when you get in cold water, it eventually feels okay. You just got to stay in it, right? Your problems, I got this from Tony Robbins earlier. Persisting through problems is what promotes growth, right? You got to stay in it. You got to stay in the fight. If you quit too early, right? It's like that wasn't enough water. There's no growth there. It's just like actual working out. It takes time. You got to be persistent. You got to keep going with it, man. You can't, and you as an individual, I feel, are already, or me, myself as an individual, I am already subconsciously, maybe the majority of the time, going against myself. I don't want to, but it just happens. And why would I add to that of what other people may think, of how other people may react? That there's a possibility of rejection. There's a possibility that people won't like me. People won't like what I'm doing, they won't like this creation, I create a song, I create a painting, I cook a meal, man. I cook a meal. I put all my heart, all my soul, all my effort, at least everything that I know of how to cook a good meal. Am I Chef Ramsay? No. But I tell you what, because this also goes with social acceptance. I think sometimes people, they want to wait until the creation that they have for the world is perfect, right? Like, I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to go downtown until I drop 20 pounds, right? No, I'm not going to go to the beach until I got that beach body, right? Waiting for the stars to align, man. I feel like that just causes misery, man. Life's too short. Life's too short. I think this is my quote for the night, and then I'm out of here. I think every day is an opportunity for you to prove to yourself that the person you say you are and the person you want to be is the actual person that you are. And that's based on your actions. That's based on how you think about the world. That's based on how you deal with things that are out of your control, how you deal with challenge, right? And one of those things is trying to be socially accepted by everybody. It's not going to happen. Like I said, Chef Ramsay, one of the best chefs in the world. There's 8 billion people in the world. Do you think there might be some out of those 8 billion people, at least one, that he might cook a meal and they might not like it? Come on. At least I'm gonna convince myself that that's the truth. So nothing is perfect. You don't have to be perfect, right? If anything, that's why we're here. It's not important to be perfect. It's important to be vulnerable. It's important to say, hey, you know what? I'm not perfect, but I'm still going to shoot for it. Right? Yeah. man, I got my timer, and I literally have 3 minutes each here, and it's a puzzle piece. It's a puzzle piece. It's not perfect, right? I'm gonna come back the next time, and I'm gonna try to get it right. I'm gonna try to get it right. So, thank you for giving me your time. And I really hope if something, because geez, I'm still sweating. Because I don't want anybody, man. Like I said, I feel like us as individuals, we don't know what people are going through, and we're all dealing with some type of storm going on, and people might not even know it. Even your closest people might not even know it, right? That's already enough. I don't want people to add on to that pressure, that weight, that burden, that social, that idea that I need to be accepted from others. You don't, man. I tell you what, I'm giving you my acceptance right now. If you need it, maybe that's what we need from everybody here. Is we need, hey man, dude, you got it. You go, you try, man. If you fall on your face, I'm not going to laugh at you. I tell you what, if you start laughing, I might laugh with you. But other than that, I might help you up, or I might clap you on. Hey, keep it rolling. Let's go. Maybe that's what we need. But if you're still dealing with that, if that's what's holding you back from doing the things that you really want to do, right? And you got to be honest with yourself about that again. What is it that you want to do? And if the biggest thing that's holding you back from okay, well, why aren't you doing it? Well, I'm kind of afraid what people are going to think. If that's the first thing that comes to your mind, man, you have to address that issue. You have to address that. You have to try to solve that. And I hope in these 40 minutes or so, I gave you some type of tool, some type of perspective, hopefully, some type of sword to be able to conquer that. And so if something did speak to you, thank you. Thank you for sitting down with me and giving me your time. But I hope you give that your time as well. Because you're, whether you believe it or not, I promise you, you can surprise yourself. You are powerful beyond measure, man. You can't even fathom how powerful you can be. And even when you get to a spot where I feel good, you can be even more than that. There is no measure about it. That's what I think. So, gosh, this is crazy. Till next time. Peace.